course you can't. Of course you can't hear me because the audio is off. All right. You guys should be able to hear me now. Appreciate that. Yeah, I had myself muted inside of OBS. It was for something else, and I kind of just forgot to turn it on. Appreciate it. Yeah. So I was saying that I did do a poll for this live, and no one asked any questions, so there's not much to talk about on this live because there's no questions. Very, very interesting, yo. That any other time, people have a whole lot of questions for me. I did put a video out for how I kind of have my Reaper set up currently, and it was a subscriber that said that they wanted to kind of have the same layout, kind of how I have mine now. So I felt it was kind of easier just to kind of do a video than try to, I guess, do it like live, and then no one wants to watch the whole hour. So there's that. All right, that's what's up. What is this? Well, you're here for this one. So I guess I should just pull up Reaper and just start working on stuff, I guess, because there's not any questions in here. So let's see. All right. Good old Reaper. I did find some interesting instruments that I haven't seen anybody really talking about. What was it called? Sound Paint. So this is Sound Paint. It seemed really, really cool, yo. You can actually do like layering in here, which is amazing. Then you have like you have up to 8 like different sounds you can kind of combine, which that just in itself makes it really dope. You have like different racks that you can make like effects and things on. I thought that was really cool as well. You have effects itself, so you have like effects you can add on here. They have an ARP mode where you can create your own ARP. You can turn it on or off. You can go up and down. They have like some random ones as played. They have chord as well. So you can do it by keys. You can do holds. You can do it by octaves. Right? So you can change this to go octaves up and down. How many notes do you want it to repeat if you want to repeat on here? Yeah, so I thought this was like super dope, man. They even have like a DAW sync, so you can sync it up with your DAW. Yeah, and then they have this matrix thing where I guess this is where you would find all your stuff. What I did like is it's like this little enable color mode. Like this was what I really liked about it. You can like change kind of like the texture of the sound in a way. I thought that was really, really cool that they added that on there. Very interesting program for sure. And I believe you can actually like drag in samples in here as well. Don't get me wrong. I haven't really been through it completely. I just kind of picked it up. So I'll probably do a video on it soon. Maybe we'll see what happens. But yeah, so you have your library stuff here. You have your own stuff here for your user if you had stuff, So they have like a lot of, I guess these are custom sounds that like people made. So if I click on this one, Pretty dope. I don't have a thought on Studio One 7. I don't have it. So I mean, the update seems like it's cool. There's a lot of nice little features in there, but I mean, I haven't used it, so it's like hard for me to really give it a grade or a judgment on it. The last one I used was like 6, and I was like the first 6, not like that 6 point whatever came after. So yeah, so I don't know. It seems like it's pretty cool. I'm thinking about it, but I don't know if I want to do that at this time. Even venture down that Studio One road. But you know, you never know. Time will tell. Davey in the building. What's good, Davey? How you doing, man? Yeah, I haven't dove into this yet. I've seen like maybe one video on it, and I thought it was really dope. The way they had a lot of these things in here. Um, I even got like a heart for one of them. It's fire. I mean, like, let's do that. Oh, let's do that. I think that would be dope. I would have to get the tempo right though, in order for it to actually work like the right way. Because right now it's not on a tempo. So let's see. So maybe if I did. So maybe if I did that, right? And then kind of pull this back. And I was need to find the tempo for that, right? Will it change if I change? Let's see. Really? All right. Yep. Perfect. Actually, let's just end it at the bar here. And then we'll probably just switch this one over, right? Do this one first. And then do this one. second. And you just have your little loop. Yeah, I was looking at that, the layering and morphing you can do on there. And then you have like this little color thing, enable color mode. I thought that was really cool. So let's change it. Always something, man. I don't necessarily know how this works. I don't know if it's supposed to like go down or something. But it's supposed to like give it some kind of color or something on there. But I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. And then you can do like effects on there. So they have like some really interesting effects. Chorus. So let's do a chorus, right? Hey. Yeah, pretty dope, man. There's a couple of interesting sounds in here for sure. I know I hearted that one. I think there's another one that I kind of hearted as well. But yeah, just to be able to kind of manipulate up to 8, I think that's dope. Then you even have like further breakdowns here. Yeah. Definitely something I'll probably mess with a little bit more. I haven't really messed with these rack things because I don't really know all the things that they do. Right? Mono glide. Voicing. So what else can you do? ADSR. Key switch. What is this about? What? Oh. Yeah, I think this is definitely one of those ones that I'm gonna have to do a video on for sure. um, well, I mean, Reaper has a lot of stuff in it, man. And I was trying to set up a Reaper, and I realized like without SWS and like RIA packs, man, it's not as great as it can be. Yeah, the UI is dope on Studio One. Hey, it is what it is, man. If they're gonna pay people to do it, why not? You don't lose anything from it. I seen one with Wavy Wayne, and I thought that was pretty interesting to see him doing the studio one. I know he's been a Pro Tools guy for a very long time. Um, but Studio One is solid, man. Like I haven't had really any qualms with it. I just think the CPU usage is kind of high on it at times when I'm using like VSTs. When I was using it for Studio One 6, but other than that, I mean it's a pretty solid DAW, man. I had no real issues with it. It's called what? Proto synth. I don't remember if I even updated my synths, yo. Just to be honest. Let's see. Yeah, here it goes. What? Runtime error. Does that does that mean it's not gonna work? Probably means it's not. Yeah. There you go. It gets crashed, Reaper. That doesn't happen often. So won't be using that again. Oh man. Um. All right. Um. All right. What time is it? All right. So we back, hopefully. Yeah, I didn't lose my stuff. Good. All right. Um. Why not, Davey? You should try it, man. I haven't seen anybody really complain about Studio One. Um. Seems like a good though. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not that big of a synth person myself, personally. And that's just because of the genre I usually choose to make. Um, when you're using like, when you're doing like more pop, urban kind of music, then I mean they don't really use that many synths like that, but it is what it is. Yeah, sound plan is deep for sure. Yeah, I think they wanted it to be like, hey, this is your foundation. If you want to add on, you can add on if you want to. If you don't want to add on, you don't have to. I think that was a really cool approach to it. Um, and I usually try to tell people it's just like when you download a DAW and then they have like extra packs that you can download. That's how it is with Reaper. So like instead of it just being a VST or something, it's like the SWS in the RIA pack. It's the same thing as downloading the extra stuff for any other DAW, but it's just the way they kind of do it. Yeah, I've tried a couple of Sasuke things. I don't, I, I'm not partial to anybody. Toucan is usually really good as well about making stuff, but I just kind of stick to regular scripts. that actually help with my workflow. Like I actually do a lot of things that help with my workflow. Hmm. Yeah, I don't want the chat to be all over the place on here. That's kind of why I have it set up. Usually when I'm in here, I'm just doing live beats for Reaper. So I don't usually want to see the chat. I don't know if other people do. I mean, you can read the chat if they want to, but it's not like a important thing to me. I rather just have it. I just kind of go through it this way. That way, I can make sure I'm actually hitting everybody or seeing everything that's being on there. Usually, if the chat is just there, I miss stuff just because I'm special like that. uh, yeah, I have the bundle for the Sasuke stuff, but it seems like it's crashing Reaper right now, and I don't really want to deal with that. Hmm? Um, Better to choose to add stuff. Too much stuff. You would use have them slow down the program. Yeah, I understand. I understand the whole philosophy behind it. I mean, that's why a lot of the other DAWs they kind of have it to where you download things separately, just so it doesn't kind of bog it down. So if you just need to work, you can just download the DAW and then kind of just get to work. But I understand. I didn't do it yet. I am in the process of working on them, but I haven't done it yet. Um, I get like a lot of briefs at times, and it throws off the schedule. So I haven't gotten around to it. Yeah, I mean, I don't. I've seen a lot of the scripts that you send. I don't do much modulation and stuff like that. It's not a part of like my workflow. Like I hardly even use like automation. I use it when I need to, but it's not like a part of my daily workflow of actually making stuff. Um, I think people do a lot of things when they're making music that are unnecessary at times. At least to me, that's just my personal opinion of it. There's a lot of people that do like a lot of side chaining for stuff, which I don't necessarily understand all the time. If you have a solid sound and you want it to peek through in your track, you can make it go through that frequency and that'll make the track how you want it to be. People most of the time will do like ducking and things like that, but I mean, I don't necessarily see the importance of it, but maybe it's just me. You know, I don't, I just don't see it. Yeah, I saw the Logic theme. It looks cool. Um, but what happens is if you keep like just downloading and trying to figure out stuff, you never get any work done. So I would definitely suggest like the people who watch these videos and things like that try to implement what you've actually learned. Like a lot of people will watch a video and don't even try to do anything. They just watch the video and they're like, "Oh, that's how you do it," and then that's it. They don't ever try it themselves. They don't find another workflow for themselves, a way to kind of get their self in a mood to make beats and things like that. So I think that's very interesting, and that's why I don't mind sharing things because I know that the majority of the people that watch this stuff are just gonna watch it just to watch it. They're not gonna actually implement the things that are being taught, which is kind of sad in a way, but it is what it is. Um, the chat sometimes, yeah. I mean, I don't know about the chat thing. I'm not that much of a chat on the screen. It is to me, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Never seen a script that adds overlay in the MIDI editor. I don't know what you mean by overlay in the MIDI editor. Hey, I get plenty of work done in Reaper. Like, you guys don't even understand. Like, I get work done so much faster in here. When I need to do stuff, I just get to work. I don't. That's why I'm saying, like, a lot of the things that you have inside, like the Discord, those things I don't really use. I just kind of go through what I need to get through and get work done. I don't really do all the manipulating and auto what is it called? Automation and all that other stuff and modulations. I don't mess with any of that stuff. I'm more of a preset guy. If I like the sound, I'm going to use it. If I need to tweak it some, I'll tweak it. If I need to add an effect to make it sound a little different than what it needs to sound, then I'll add an effect. But I'm not going to sit here and try to create sounds and and all that stuff like that. That's just not me. I'm just going to get what I need to get done as quickly as possible. What was that one for? Channel, what's good? Thank you. I try to help as much as I can. Let me know if you guys have questions. I'm here. This is supposed to be a Q&A, but no one had any questions. I even put out the little message thing to say, hey, if you have questions, kind of put them in here. No one had any questions. Everybody knows everything about Reaper. That's perfectly fine. And I did get my Serato back up and working. The other day I was live and it went to the sign in thing. I haven't signed in forever. So that is why that happened. All right, so that squeaking sound is a little bit too harsh. So I usually tell people about like EQing, and I guess they don't necessarily understand what I'm saying. There are times when you have like those little harsh sounds, you kind of can EQ them out. So like right here is one, and it looks like another one over here. Yeah. And this would be like a good time to have one of those, what is it called? I'm like so a dynamic EQ where you can kind of get it to change with it. I do have one in my arsenal. Let's see here. So I think I have a dynamic EQ that'll work on here. Let's see if I can find it. Is it in here? All right, so this one is, goodness gracious, Tune Boosters. They have a really, really dope EQ here where, I mean, it kind of works just like the other one I was just using works. You can kind of scale it if you want to, scale it back and forth. It's pretty durable. You can actually like change the look of it. Maybe it's just not looking. And then you can have it to where you can see the out. Where is it out? Is it this? Nope. Where is it at? In? Don't mind me. I haven't used this in like forever. Ah. Where is it at? It's so weird that I could have swore it was like something simple to kind of see it. And I don't remember. Man, I haven't used this in so long. All right, there it goes. So, I think it's this. No, yeah, no. Where's that? Spectrum in. Alright, so that's that. Man, I haven't used this in so long, yo. I always like the fact that you can kind of, go to them and it'll switch over to it, and then you have the option to kind of just listen to that section. If it was working. Doesn't seem like it wants to work for me. That's for that. UI. Spectrum. There it goes. So, this should be here. And where's that? Man, how is it this? No. Jeez. See what happens when you don't use stuff in a long time? You just forget how to use it, yo. Completely forgot how to use this. Oh, okay. There's other stuff missing. All right. So, was it this? Yeah, there we go. Then you get to do other weird things over here, threshold wise. So pull this down. And man, I forgot how to use this thing. Gotta go and check some of my old videos. Ain't that a shame? Enable side sidechain. I don't need sidechain. What was this one? Upward expansion. Nope. I wanted to go down. What was this? Anyway. Yeah, we're gonna stop that. So let's get rid of that. Anyway. MIDI velocity handles and do things. The last two links. Giorgio, what's good? Thank you for joining, man. Let me know if you have questions. This is what we're here for. Hey, the plugin, sound plant. Yeah, you should be able to combine sounds on here. Let me open another one so I don't mess up what I'm doing up there. Duplicate track, right? I'm gonna mute this one, and I'm probably gonna just delete this and mess with sound plant. So in here, you should be able to add what you kind of want in here. They have some presets for it, but see, like this has 4 pianos. I have no idea why. So supposedly you can go here and I guess add more. Let's see if I grab one. I think you can grab and drag it. No? Got me over here lying and stuff. I don't know. Nope. I just changed everything. So I don't know how it works. I am kind of new to this one. I have not experimented fully with it yet. Hammered flute organ. Oh, yeah. Like I don't know how to like say add one in here. Remove tattoo. I don't think that's it. I'm pretty sure there's a way to kind of do it. I just don't know. But seems like you can have up to 8 sounds in one thing, which I don't see why you would really do that. But looks like it's an option for it. Yes, Toucan does have dynamic EQ as well. MPC software integration with Reaper. I mean, it works the same in pretty much all the DAWs. Like, if I go, do I have MPC in here? I do not. Hold on. I have the full MPC, but I'm just going to use the Beats one just so you can kind of see it. I mean, it's not like I bet. It's not like anything like really spectacular about it. Like I like the MPC Beats. If I was using like the actual unit, but to have it inside the DAW is just kind of it doesn't necessarily make much sense. I'm just gonna be honest. Like you can use it, yeah, but it's like why am I using it, kind of thing. You can go through your kits and stuff over here and try to find something. Let's see if I do. I don't have like a drum kit. Man, I haven't used this in a long time either. As you see, I don't necessarily. Yeah, and it doesn't play well with my keyboard. Like I gotta set everything up for it to actually work the way I want it to. But there's nothing spectacular about this. Like, but I can understand the appeal of it actually being inside of like Reaper, but it just doesn't necessarily make sense to me. That's just my personal opinion. You can use like the some other scripts, and Satilla is probably a little bit easier to use than this inside of the DAW. Like you have everything is kind of just trapped inside of the MPC. I mean, that's the part of it that I don't necessarily like, right? I mean, you can do it to where you can do the outputs for it if I can find them. So you have your outputs here. You could change the outputs, the different channels, and kind of spread your stuff out to whatever you need to be. But I mean, it's just not. I don't know. I personally, I wouldn't use it. It would be like a waste for me to kind of go through to go this way to kind of do stuff. Like there's so many other ways to kind of do stuff, even inside here. So like let's say we have, I'll make this channel here, right? And I go to my little drum thing down here. This is the MPL script, and you can just add like your drums and things like that in here. You can even do, let's see, a database map. Let's do a sound. Let's say a hi-hat, right? And I mean, like I have mine set up to where I can just kind of go through some kits and kind of load them up. Maybe if it wants to do it. It's like it's not loading for some reason. So I can click on like new kits, right? And now I have a whole kit set up. And I can cycle through like all of my what is it called? The databases that I have set up, like all of these right here, databases, I can kind of cycle through them just by hitting a new kit. So it'll make a new kit, right? Right. So if I hit new kit again, changes my kick, snare. I mean, like these are things that you can set up fairly easy inside of Reaper. If I have a whole video explaining all this, I will forget everything I've done if I haven't done videos for it. So there's that. Don't feel bad that you don't remember stuff, because I forget stuff all the time. I got you. I appreciate that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, man. Got to integrate all this stuff into your workflows, man. Yeah, I can. I don't use that many scripts. Even the scripts I do like, I don't. I still don't use them that much. In each category, a top five. Yeah. Oh, okay. I see. Charlie, you talking about for the sound plant, sound paint? I'm sorry. I don't know why I want to call it plant. It's paint. Multi-tool script. Yeah, I might have to check some of them out. Okay. Sorry about that. Didn't know if it was that loud. Hmm? After you sing a song, what will you do in mixage? Mix edge? What's the basics? Um, the basics is EQ. EQ is probably your best friend. A lot of people don't use EQ effectively, and they always think they want to run to other, like compressors and things like that. But if you can't EQ the vocals to get rid of like the noise and other things in there, then it's still gonna sound bad even if you put a compressor on there. It doesn't clean up anything. So you want to make sure you can EQ. That's why almost everybody who does like vocal like mixing and things like that, they'll do a subtractive EQ is what it's called. So where you kind of take out all the harsh frequencies of the voice, a lot of the lows you kind of take out as well. So give it space for your drums and actual bass. unless you are a bass, but most people are not when they're singing this. So it's usually like tenor kind of voice. So you want to kind of pull that those hertz away from the bass. And usually there's some other boxy kind of frequencies you want to get rid of. So usually that's where you would start. That is the fundamentals of where to start with any kind of vocals. That would be the basics. Yeah. The other one, the what is that? The redrum, the Ria drum. It doesn't work on mines because of the way I have mine set up. It'll give me that error about the other monitor thing, and I don't mess with that. It just messes up my whole screen and stuff. There's like a lot of scripts that you actually talk about that it does that, so I won't even do a video on it because I gotta like basically run it from like a flash drive and then kind of load it in there for it to actually work. And I don't want to mess up how I have my settings right now because it's perfect for me kind of thing, It works like Bitwig. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a deep dive into the sound paint. I just haven't gotten into it. Been doing a lot of other work. Redrum machine works well alongside effects devices. You said it froze on your side, Alan? Okay. The multi-tool one? Well, we'll see. I might look at it at another time. We shall see. All right. So, do you guys have like any questions? Like, it's been about an hour. I don't think there's been many questions though. So, yeah, but another person was asking on MPC beats. I don't see the reason to use it inside the DAW. And then you have that speculation of it actually crashing the DAW and stuff like that. Like, I don't see the whole need of it, but to each his own. I wonder if I can turn these down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be like 4 hours. That's not gonna happen. You say a video about they already. I mean that's what all the beginning videos are for, like the piano roll setup, um, fixing the zoom edits and stuff in there. All that is there, man. Like, so if you combine all those videos, that's how long it would take me to make a video about all the stuff I've done. So yeah, that's a lot. There's no way to kind of remember everything I actually did either. So there's like so many things that I've added and did that I don't even remember what I did. So um it's in my custom toolbar. And just a tip, X.E.L audio working on an upgrade on their sample player range to make it possible to load your own. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, if I don't remember it, then I probably don't use it too much. So I won't really miss it. Alan Hubert, what's good, man? Thank you for joining. I got a question for you. I load a project from someone else, and now each time I open Reaper, this project wants to load. How do you remove this project? It sounds like you have it on the last project setting. I think that's in properties. You don't get me to tell you a lie, huh? I think it's in general, and so when you open project on startup, this section here, you probably have it on last project. So you probably want to put it on like new project, so that anytime you open up Reaper, it'll just start a brand new project on the startup. So you don't have to worry about that other program starting up. So you probably have it on one of the last project things, last active project. So it's going to keep loading that last active one, whatever it was. So you just want to make sure you put it on new project, and that should clear it up. So you just go to general and yeah, open projects on startup. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. But that's why I have like the configuration files that's on my website. Like those are still, that's pretty much what I use now. Those configuration files, especially the Cakewalk one. I think the Cakewalk one has my piano roll set up exactly how it is now with the with those scripts. It has the grids to the triplets. It has my little thing down here as well. My configuration for that. It's missing some things from this Docker, but that's perfectly fine. All my other settings are kind of in there as well. Yeah. But that's I keep configuration file backups. I got to. You just never know. What is this playing? Okay. Why is this playing? All right, that's what's up. Mm. Well, the main DAW is Reaper right now. I don't necessarily have another one to go to in the future. I think there are things that they're adding in the other DAWs to kind of compete with each other in a way, but not all of them need to kind of be there. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, I don't think all of them need to be where they are, kind of thing. So like Studio One, for example, like they added like the launcher, which is cool, but was it really needed? Probably not. Like not many people are gonna use Studio One to do like shows like they do in Ableton Live. So like I don't know. It's just one of those things where they've added things that people may use, but more than likely they probably won't. But it's always good to just have it there so you can say, oh, my DAW actually has it. Stem separation is another thing. Like I don't really see that many people using it unless you're like a DJ. Once again, it's a DJ tool to kind of split stems and things like that. I don't really see people using it that much. I mean, you can if you're a person that does a lot of remixes and things like that to kind of give your tracks like a vocalist kind of thing or a artist on a track. But I mean, there are online sites that kind of do the same thing for free. So it's like, do you really want to just buy a DAW just to do stem separation? And if you're a person that does, modulation and a whole lot of creating your own sounds, I mean, there's DAWs specifically for that, but you don't have to have it. Like it's one of those things that's kind of up in the air. You want to have it, but you don't necessarily have to. Um, yes, my DAW list did make people angry. It was intended to make people angry. There's no way, you can say BandLab should be over a lot of those other DAWs that's on the list. I did that to kind of spark a conversation because it's one of those things where people don't have conversations about things, and a lot of people feel like whatever they use is the best, or whatever they're using should be higher on the list. And it doesn't necessarily work that way. It's a tier list for me. Like this is what I decided to put out there. The top ones should probably still be at the top. BandLab should definitely not be up there. But I just wanted to kind of see if I could spark something in the community, especially for that other channel, my X.E.L channel, because I do other DAWs in there and people don't really seem to come to that channel except for Cakewalk. And I want to try to see if, people are willing to try different things. There are people that are kind of really stuck on just being Cakewalk. And it's like, yo, Cakewalk is, the best, and it does everything I need it to do, and that's fine. Do what makes you work the best. That's the way I see it. But you know, it does still have some limitations for certain genres, and I want them to implement things that'll help those other genres. But right now, they are not listening. So, um, if you really think about it right now, all the DAWs that are actually listening are being very successful right now. So FL Studio, they've been listening to their users for years and adding things that they've asked them to add. Traction Waveform is another one that is actually listening to a lot of its users for what they want, and they've been providing that as well. Ableton is kind of starting to listen, but they've been really hard-headed for a long time as well. Pro Tools, forget about it. They don't listen to anybody until now. They're seeing all their numbers declining because of Studio One, because of Cubase, because of Reaper. Like they're like, all right, so we need to figure out why we're losing all these customers. It's because everybody's getting tired of them not listening. So now they're trying to implement, their MIDI stuff and their different things inside the DAW, but it's almost too late for them in a way. Just like it's almost too late for Cakewalk. Like they've made so many mistakes on this road to be what they are right now. So, it's neither here nor there. I just think there's a lot of mistakes made on a lot of other DAWs. Whereas Reaper, they keep developing. And that is one thing that I really have to say I compliment them on. They really have a DAW that if you spend time in it, you will fall in love with it. Like it's just that kind of DAW, because it forms to you, you don't form to it. So that's what I think a lot of people don't understand about Reaper. Like when you first get in it, it's difficult. I'm not gonna beat around the bush and say, oh, it's the easiest DAW ever to use. It's not. It has a lot of screens, a lot of windows. When you right click on anything, you get all this big pop-up menu. Nobody wants to read all this, yo. No one wants to read this. Then you go here, you got a whole bunch of screens over here and then sub menus over here. You're like, why do I have all these things that just pop up in here? Then you go to the recording, you have, menu for recording. You have a menu for your volume. Like what is all this? Like, and if you're not hip to it, then you like, this is overwhelming. You hit on this envelope, you have this whole envelope thing. And if you have an EQ on it, forget about it. So if I go to this one that has an EQ, I have other stuff down here. Like, why do I have all these things in here? It is very overwhelming, Like, so I'm not gonna say that it's the easiest DAW to ever learn. Learning how to do this extensions, this right here was the pain in the butt for me. Like, I didn't know what this was about. And every time I looked at people making videos, they would say, oh, you need Reapack. Oh, you need SWS. And I'm like, what is that? How am I supposed to get that? How do you do it? And that's why I made videos for that kind of stuff, because there are people out there teaching it. Like Kenny does amazing jobs on his videos, but you get lost. There's so many videos he has. I think he has like over 1,000 videos. So just think about that. You're searching through 1,000 videos to do one little thing. And it's kind of difficult to do that. You agree with the Ableton and Bitwig? Where did I put Bitwig? I didn't put Bitwig high. I didn't put it at the top. There's people who really love Bitwig, and they think that it does everything that they need it to do. And, I guess it is what it is. Ableton is a really solid DAW. It just kind of matters if you use it or not. Like any DAW can be used pretty much for anything, except for if it has limitations like Audacity where you can't do MIDI and stuff like that. But it can work on audio. A lot of people still use Audacity for audio. Like they would take like this little drum pattern and put it in Audacity and do whatever they need to do and then bring it back into their DAW. So all of them kind of have their own purpose. Yeah, you know, I can definitely say that about a lot of DAWs. I remember when I was using Cakewalk really heavy, um, and I would look at all these other DAWs, and they were just kind of catching up on some of the things that Cakewalk already did. Like Cakewalk had the matrix view, which is just like the launcher. They had that for years. They had a step sequencer for years. You know what I'm saying? They were doing MIDI editing for years. So like when all these other DAWs come and they show these little things, they're like, oh yeah, I could have done that in Cakewalk a long time ago. But they stopped developing. They stopped doing like the sampler. If they went into the sampling part where you can do samples, that would have been cool. But they decided not to do that. They decided, Gibson decided to give up on the whole project. So there's that. Dawson Water, what's good, man? Someone say your name. I don't know. They may have. So what makes Ableton underrated? I would like to know what makes you think it's underrated. Like what does it not do that makes it underrated? Oh yeah. Yeah, the 7.25 is out. Albert Cracks was good. Um Leapers of Blake Campus. Making mods around you. Try Reaper and get frustrated because they're expecting Reaper to work like other DAWs. Well, yeah, that is the whole thing. If you can get the DAW to work like the other DAW that I was using all this time, but has all these extra features, yeah, that will make this DAW better. But it doesn't necessarily work that way. I mean, it can work that way in Reaper, but not many people know how to do it. So it's like, especially if you're making like urban music, like a lot of the people on YouTube that make Reaper videos don't do urban music. They do, rock, metal, bands, those kind of things is what they do inside of Reaper. So when they showing you how to do things, it doesn't really relate to the person doing, a boom bap beat or a person doing R&B or drill or, a pop song. Like it doesn't kind of, go over that way. There used to be a couple of people on here. I remember Wusu Beats. He used to be on here making beats inside of Reaper, and then he went like toward Machine, and I guess he's in that lane. I don't know what he's doing now, but I haven't seen a video from him in a while. Um, Mike is doing metal. Kenny does a lot of different things, but he doesn't really show you making beats kind of thing. I've seen him probably do 3 or 4 of those kind of videos, but he's more into, all right, this is how this works. This is how this works. This is what this DAW does for this part. So each of them have their own kind of thing. I should have put Bitwig higher. Johnny, I agree. I think Reaper's definitely top tier DAW. There's not many that can actually touch it. Like the only thing like I don't know how to really do in Reaper is like the surround thing that a lot of people are starting, like the Atmos stuff. Like I don't know how to export the the thing that Reaper has, the spiral. It's called spiral something. To do like the surround sound. Like I don't know how to export it so where it'll actually work in like another another system kind of thing. Like if I wanted to do it for like my Spotify, like if I had a song and I needed like the you know the Dolby Atmos thing, because I think only Dolby is the only one that people are actually using. So I don't know how I would do the spiral from Reaper and put that into a song to mix it like that. You know, like those are the kind of things that I just don't know. I believe you can even use the Atmos inside of Reaper. I think they have like a piece that you have to get that you can actually do it, but I just haven't really been able to learn it. But it's definitely something out there, man, that you can do. All right, so how is Bitwig able to? I keep seeing people say that, like it's on Ableton on steroids. But what steroids are we talking about here? Are we talking about like modulation steroids? Are we talking about sounds steroids? Like what are we talking about? Like all that does matter. I have no idea why people keep saying that. He said, but it got in the wrong hands. Is there any Atmos software for Reaper? Yes. Yes, there is. What is it called, though? Let me see if I can find it. Bear with me a minute. I don't know if it's just called Atmos. Yeah, there we go. Atmos Beam and Composer. So you can use the Atmos in here. I've downloaded it. There's a guy who has a video about it on YouTube. I don't know his name right now. Forgive me. But he shows you how to actually set it up and use it. So you would need the beam goes on each track, right? And the composer is like a separate thing where all the stuff actually comes and kind of does the whole meshing together. The spiral thing, I don't remember what it's called. It's like Rhea something, I think. Rhea surround. So this thing here is like Reaper's version of that. I just don't know how, if I use this, how do I get it to go into the Atmos like field? I don't know how to do it from here. It seems really easy to do it from here, a lot easier than actually doing it from the Atmos stuff. You can make sections and you can make your surround and stuff here. So let's say I did 5.6. So you have all these surround areas, right? And you should be able to move them. I don't remember how. Like you can move things around. I don't remember how to do all of this because I haven't messed with it in a very long time. But you can like kind of move your speakers to different areas, and then have them kind of move around, almost like a automation for it as well. Like you can do all that in this surround pan. I thought that was really really dope that you could do that, but I just didn't know how to export it out to do the Adobe stuff. So I think it's Atmos. Right, so you would do the beam for the regular channel, and this is what the beam looks like, right? And then for your master, you will put the other one for like the composer part. So each beam goes to a different So this is the tricky part about like Atmos. So you have to have both of these, right? So the master is letting me know that I can go out. This is where it's going to go out through kind of thing. So you have your beam and you have to set your beam to like one of these channels, and then you can have them kind of move around and have them to where you can move your speakers, right? So you can do this in the other one too. You see how you can move this around? I don't remember how to do it in the other one, but this is basically the same thing. Like you're moving your speakers to different areas to kind of give you like, if you want it like really close to your ear, you know, or you want it further away from your ear, and the spacing of all the other sounds kind of thing. So yeah, it's cool, man. I really want to get into it so that, you know, I can charge more for mixing. But yeah, it's you can do it in Reaper. It says overrated. Yes, Ria sound surround. Oh, no problem. They were free. The Adobe stuff was free. I don't remember where I got it from or how I downloaded it, but I followed his video and then I found the stuff for Reaper and they were like, "Hey, download this," and I was like, "All right, cool." So I just downloaded it, and I think they had some other thing. And I don't remember where I put it. They were like they had like some setups that you can use. So if you wanted to start a project, they had projects already kind of created inside of Reaper, and you can kind of use those as like templates. So I thought that was pretty cool. Track routing in Reaper in Ableton is horrible. 20% of Reaper's browser can do. The MIDI editor lacks basic stuff. What stuff inside the MIDI editor? Because you can do the whole notes thing in there. You can make chords in there. Like, what does their MIDI editor not do? Yeah, it comes with Reaper. You never seen it? Yeah, you can look for it. I don't know. I think it should be. I think it comes with Reaper. That whole spiral thing. Am I in the right place? Um, I don't remember what I even put now. It was Ria something. Ria. Ria Surround is what it's called. Surround Pan. So make sure you get the right one. Ria Surround Pan. It comes with Reaper. Like I said, I just don't remember how to move things around. I remember it was like really easy to do it. You kind of just click on them and move them around to wherever you want them to go. Like you have your different spaces. You can do your height as well. So like whatever height you wanted it to be inside here for the surround as well. I think I have it on the wrong thing. Yeah, I just don't remember. All the things I had set up on here where you can move them around. You can change the volume of them on different whatever whatever speaker you have. Damn it. How do you do that again? I really got to mess with stuff. This is why I make videos. So when I forget how to do stuff, I just go back in here and figure out how to do it. Oh, there's a box. So that's cool too. So you get to see the dimensions. So you have speakers up here, right? So you have speakers on the ground. Um, you can kind of levitate the sounds, I think. All right. And then you have like your other dimensions. So to show you where it is inside the room and the height. So you can make it taller, go up to the ceiling, you know. Um, yeah, really, really dope stuff, man. Good old Reaper. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But you can't use it anywhere. So it's like you made this really dope spiral thing to kind of, you know, do the surround, but you can't use it anywhere because Adobe has like the patent on it, I guess. I don't know. Hey man, that's where the money is right now, Johnny. I'm just trying to tell you, like, because I'm telling you right now, if I get it down, I'm charging a lot more. My price is going up, without a shadow of a doubt. Nanon, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Contact plus Odin Reaper best combo. Deathcore. Oh, I actually have not listened to Deathcore, so that is kind of interesting. He implement all necessary features for Adobe Atmos unofficially, which is why they added 128. Yes, I saw that 128 channels. I figured that's what it was for, Atmos, but it's still like, you know, you have this surround thing, you can kind of do it, but it just, you know, nobody wants to pay for no extra licenses and stuff. Bigwig modulation MIDI is on another level. As what Ableton does not. Ableton has a max for live or Bigwig. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't really make sound and stuff, so it's kind of one of those things for me. That's what's up. See, and that's the thing. Like, I don't really use it for stuff like that. Like, I don't really use modulation and all that other stuff. So, like, Bitwig doesn't really appeal to me like that. I don't see like Bitwig being that different mixing wise, but each his own. Dawson. Does GarageBand have the same audio fidelity, audio quality as Reaper, Studio One, and other DAWs? Did you just say GarageBand? uh, I'm gonna say yes. The reason I'm gonna say yes is because you can actually hook up an audio interface and record inside of GarageBand, and it's just like any other DAW. What a lot of people don't understand is digital is digital is digital. when you're dealing with analog gear, that's the only time it's different. So analog is completely different from your digital format. So if you're doing a digital format, it's all going to be the same. So if you have an interface that works with even like your tablet, I mean, you're going to get a digital sound. Like it just matters how your mic is, how your audio interface actually works, the drivers and things inside there. That's what makes it what it is. Um, yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Like that is the future right now for mixing. So if you do mixing, you need to get into Atmos. I'm just going to tell you that right now. If any of you guys in here are trying to plan or do mixing, you need to learn Atmos. It just the way that things are about to go. So they're probably going to stop accepting a lot of tracks that are not Atmos setup, just because of the demand of people. People have a demand of they always want something. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. Um, yeah, man. Yeah, Reaper. Yeah, there's a lot of people helping out. And that is one thing that I will say about like the Reaper community. If you have questions and things, usually somebody is going to answer you or find a way to kind of get it to work for you. I think that's super dope. Hey, it's better late than never. Yeah, definitely look into them. Awesome. I don't know about the fun part. Fun to learn, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, but I don't know about the fun part. It's a lot of moving parts, especially if you do the Atmos one. Like I said, even if no matter which DAW you're in, I think you still have to do it that way. You have to do the beam, and then you have to do the whatever command center thing. You have to do both of those in order for it to work. So, um, and I think that's in any of the DAWs if you're going to use the Adobe Atmos method. I want to know if there was a way that I can take the surround pan from Reaper and kind of implement it into the Adobe one. That would be cool too. So I can kind of just move the stuff that I have or set up inside of the Ria surround pan and then be able to put it inside the Atmos one. That'd be super dope. But I could probably look it up and probably find somebody in the blogs that can do it. But yeah, definitely one of the best, yo. Oh yeah, yeah. Call Pro Tools. Yeah, you got to call them people, man. There's been many times where I had people call in um, Avid online for like hours, yo, trying to figure stuff out. It was crazy. Oh man. Yep. Oh yeah. You said you have Studio One, but it's too complex. Well, Reaper is a little bit more complex than Studio One, so um, it kind of matters. GarageBand is pretty simple. I mean, if you're in GarageBand, your next logical step would be to go to Logic, which means you're in that still that that Apple framework kind of thing. But that would be the way you would want to go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Luma Shore with Reaper. Speedcore use Reaper too. I have no idea what Speedcore is. Yeah, definitely amongst the metal community for sure. Always updating Reaper is true. Waves VSTs. I used to have issues with Waves VSTs. I remember I bought the one of those big bundles, Mercury or something like that, and like they wanted me to update to the 64-bit, so they wanted to charge me like to make all of my VSTs 64-bit, and I was like, what? Why? Why don't y'all just give it to me? They're like, no, pay for it. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah, Pro Tools is still in most big studios though, so I know people want to knock it as much as they possibly can, but it's still there, yo. Like people are still using it. How did you come from Ableton and say that Reaper looks bad? Ableton looks horrible, yo. It looks like it looks so incomplete. Like all the knobs are like little lines and dashes. Like what is that, yo? And like even their like effects are like these little box at the bottom with like just little knobs. It's like why? What is this, yo? All right, that's what's up, Dawson. Yeah, I am a more urban production, so uh, a lot of the people come to my site to learn how to make like hip hop beats and things like that. So like Guitar Center, yeah. Yeah, you record full bands inside of Reaper, no problem. Mm-hmm. Pro Tools is still in most big studios. How many big studios are left, anyways? They're still out there, man. Don't be fooled. They're still out there, and people still go there and pay top dollar. I agree, Johnny. I agree. Yeah, and that's one of those things, man. Like when I first got Reaper, I didn't have to put an email in. I didn't have to do anything. I just downloaded it and I put it on a flash drive. My first download of Reaper was on a flash drive because it said you can do a portable drive, and I was like, they're lying. You can't do that. So I downloaded it to a flash drive and I put it in my computer, and Reaper loaded up. I was like, this is amazing. So if you don't want Reaper on your computer, you can put it on a flash drive and still use it. I don't think there's any other DAW that really does that. Well, I mean, it's just one of those things, man. Even if you're in like a low kind of budget kind of studio, you're more than likely gonna, if you go into a studio, more than likely is gonna be Pro Tools there. I'm just gonna tell you that. Um, will there be other DAWs there as well? Possibly. I have seen a lot of people moving over to Studio One that are actually big, you know, Pro Tools users, and they've had Pro Tools, but they still have Studio One as the main DAW now. And Pro Tools is kind of like for the older clients, I guess you can say, whatever that may mean. But yeah, um, that's kind of how it is right now. You said you felt bad. Hey, I know people that still don't own Reaper and they've been using it for like 4 years. So they're when it pops up and says you've been using Reaper, and it has like this long number behind it because they just haven't purchased a license. And I mean, they allow you to do it, so people do it. Don't fear the Reaper. Well, I mean, it's just one of those familiarity things. So like you want that, the reason they say industry standard is because almost any studio you went to, they had Pro Tools. That's the only reason they would say industry standard. But there's many studios that use Cubase. There's many studios that use Cakewalk. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Studio One is very popular, but there were other DAWs out there that people use to record stuff and record bands and things like that. But Pro Tools just had that market to where they kept coming up with kind of innovative things, but still breaking things at the same time. And people wanted to pay that top dollar to have Pro Tools. Like it's just the name. Like, oh, I got Pro Tools. Um, it's just like having, Nikes and Diodoras. You know, like it's all in the name. You're buying it for the brand. Yeah, the portable thing is amazing, yo. That's what kind of got me really started with it. And you can put it in a Mac or Windows or even Linux computer on top of that. So it's like no matter where I go, if I have my flash drive with me, I can have my whole configuration for my Reaper set up on there, plug it in, load up Reaper at whatever, VSTs, the person has, it'll load up. That's what takes the longest time for me is for the Reaper to load up those VSTs for the first time, especially if you have a whole lot of them, man. But once that's done, you're ready to rock and roll. Yeah. I had a crash earlier on this live, so if you want to see Reaper crash, go through the live. It happened. But it's very, very rare that it happens. And anytime I've ever had Reaper crash, I can see exactly why it crashed. It's usually the VST that I pull up and something happened with it, and that's what crashed Reaper. So it's been 2 hours. If you guys have any questions, then now would be the time so we can jump off of here. Yep. I think that every time I start up a live, whoever made OBS, I praise them. You are the man. Thank you for making it free. Hmm. I think people that have Pro Tools just like spending money. It's okay. Agreed. Alan, don't ever believe those people. There are so many professional songs that are not mixed in Pro Tools. It'll make your mind spin and blow up. I have several songs, several tracks, and things that I've made on TV and film, and they were not mixed inside of Pro Tools. So I know people want to give this Pro Tools their props for some reason, but you can do it in almost any DAW. Like almost any DAW can do those things that Pro Tools does. It just matters how you get to doing it. Like to edit in Pro Tools, they make it a lot easier, especially if it's audio, to kind of edit the audio. But there are people out there that will tell you that Audacity audio editing is on par with Pro Tools, right? So it just kind of matters who you talk to and how you use those certain things. Reaper is easier to use in Studio One. That's interesting. Any new VST? Not that I've seen. I mean, there's a whole lot of them out there, but I haven't been around to really look at it. The last one I picked up was this Sound Paint. Sound Paint was the last one I seen out there, and that's this right here. So I'll probably do a video on it on this channel, but we'll see. But that's pretty much the only thing that I've seen. Anyone who has what? I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what that is, Dawson, just to be honest with you. All right. Toucan. Yeah, Toucan's dope. Yes, the JS effects are really dope, man. Yes, it does run the old VSTs very well. I will agree. Yeah, I'm very interested. I'm sorry. I'm very intrigued that they made the whole clap support for Reaper already, because that's a new kind of format, but it already works with clap. It works with DXI stuff or DX stuff, VST2, VST3, 32-bit, 64-bit. Like, yeah. Oh, tendinitis. You talking about the? Oh, you mean like sounding things? No, I don't know anybody who has it. Yeah, definitely check a doctor. Like not even like, yeah, definitely check a doctor. Bitwig. Oh, all right, ladies and gents. I'm gonna probably jump off of here now. This has been an interesting live. I don't know when I'll do these again. I wanted to kind of have it because Ron and Joy said, "Hey, man, I need to know the time frame so I can kind of schedule it." And I was like, "All right, let me see if I can schedule one." I usually don't schedule them. I usually just kind of am doing things, and I'm like, "Hey, I should probably jump online." And that's usually how I do my lives, except for if you're following my other channel, which is XELOHH, and I do like live beat reviews on there. So if you guys have like songs and instrumentals and things like that that you want to play live on YouTube, that would be on my other channel. I have a Discord below in this video, so that Discord is where you would actually put your songs. So definitely join the Discord if you want to. Make sure you guys have put a like on the video. And if you haven't been following, make sure you follow. I guess that would be the thing to do. Yeah, definitely protect your hearing. No problem. Thank you for watching, man. Um, I have Bitwig and I've opened it several times and was not inspired. I'm just gonna be honest, yo. Like, I don't see the big deal about it. It's not for me. It's just, I just don't do sounds like that. Like, I just, I want to get in there and just make my music and leave. Like, if I was a sound designer, I'd probably be in love with Bitwig, but I don't make sounds. It's just not in my wheelbarrow. I can do it, but it just takes so much time. And anyway, let's keep moving on. Oh man, that's what's up. Appreciate it, Johnny. Yeah. hey, I'm still learning. That's why this channel is called Learning Reaper, because I'm learning new things all the time about this DAW, and it's just amazing, yo. I can tell you right now, the things that really stand out to me inside of Reaper that make me say I need to keep using this DAW. One of them is the Explorer. The Explorer is the best Explorer that I've ever used in any DAW. I don't know how else to say it. There's no other DAW right now that does what Reaper's does. I'm just gonna say it. You know, like I can manipulate the audio inside here. I can trim it. I can play MIDI inside of it. I can change the tempo toward a track. I can double time it. I can half time it. I mean, the search is super fast compared to all these other DAWs that I've actually used. Like, yeah, just that part makes it stand out to me a lot, just because that's what I usually use. And any other DAW that I use, I'll be using the Explorer. That's like my main tool inside there, and Reaper makes it super easy to do that. The second thing, and the most important thing you'll ever use, is export. To export or render your songs. And hands down, Reaper has the best export in the game. The only DAW that's close to Reaper is Cakewalk. And if you've never used Cakewalk and you have a Windows computer, you should download it now. Just because it comes with extra instruments and extra effects that you can definitely use. If you are doing some kind of vocals, they have this vocal strip effect that you can actually use. If you're using percussion, they have a percussion strip effect that you can actually use inside the DAW. But if you have Windows, you can get it. If you don't have Windows, I'm sorry, you can't use it. But yeah, those two things right there are really what makes me use Reaper. That export feature, I'm trying to tell you, man. I'll be sitting here with other DAWs. Like I had to go back to FL a couple of times, and I had to render, go back, mute the drums, render, go back, unmute the drums, take out the lead, render. Like it was just, it was a madness, yo, pure madness. Reaper, I just go in there, boom, put it in queue, change that, put it in queue, change that, put it in queue, change that, put it in queue, render all of them. And I go and get a drink or whatever I'm gonna do, and it renders all of them at by itself. So amazing. Yes, I have tried Waveform. Waveform is cool. The workflow inside of Waveform is what gets me. Like the workflow to me is not really smooth. Like, all right, so say for instance, like this right here, like this block, inside of Waveform, this block is like, has like the little arrows and things on it. And to do any kind of editing, it's like, it's super hard, yo. I don't know why they made it this way. Like they made it hard. Like in Reaper, I can right click and I can see everything that I can possibly do in here, right? And if I do it, it's just gonna do it to the track. If I wanted to change the volume, right, I can drag from the bottom into the top kind of thing on here. It's already on here. I don't have to make a section for it to do that. If I want to do a fade, I can make it fade, right? And if I wanted to do an alternate fade, I can do that too. I can make it, you know, bend to wherever I want it to bend. Like traction, you can't do that. Like it doesn't give you that option. You have to make a lane for it, and then you can do editing, then you can do volume, then you can do warping. Like it, I don't understand that part about it. Like if I wanted to do a warping, what is it? Shift and W, I think it is. Yeah, Shift and W, and boom, I have a warping marker right there, inside there, and I can manipulate it however I want, right? I can go up and down to make it shrink or expand, like right from there. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about here? Yeah, so Waveform is cool, but I just think the workflow is kind of weird. Yeah. Hey, Johnny, I'm trying to tell you, man, if you are a mixing engineer, or anything like that, get into Atmos, start charging people. Oh, yeah. Tomorrow. What's good, man? I hope that's how you say your name. I'm sorry. I will butcher your names, guys, if you don't know. A good sampler, like Ableton simpler. Um, I'm gonna say yes and no, right? Um, if you download scripts, there's a script that's called MK Slicer. I have a video on this channel about it, right? If I pull it up, right, this is MK Slicer right here. And it slices up the sample if I wanted to, right? I can do it by grid if I wanted to. I can do it by transients if I want to. So it'll do all the transients inside the track and get, my kicks and snares and all that stuff. I can make it into MIDI, right? So I can go and click on MIDI and it'll make it into like MIDI tracks, and all these things will be separated. I can slice it from here and it'll slice it inside of the player. I can do random stuff in here and it'll randomize the stuff. So if I go to this random set, oh, goodness gracious. I didn't mean to do that. It just did what it wanted to do right there. But yeah, you have an option to change like your the randomness of it. So you can do the order, you can do the volume, you can do the pan, you can do the pitch. So you can change all this stuff right in here from this sampler. But, you just have to learn how to do it. It's not, automatic inside of Reaper like it is inside of, say, in Ableton. But yeah, MK Slicer is what it's called. Definitely check it out. You guys have not been watching my channel. All right. Hands down, best out of any DAW. No problem. What? Says very slow to work. RS5K. RS5K is amazing. Mm. I just want to be able to have a dark skin for the Resample-matic. That'll be it for me. Cakewalk is amazing, yo. If you have Cakewalk, definitely use it. Cubase was your first DAW? Cubase is a really good DAW as well. A lot of people sleep on Cubase. They have like a choke plugin that you can put on there, but I don't like it. You said you try all scripts? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure. MK sequencer sample is very good for programming jumps. Yeah, I actually have a video on that as well. I think it's like this is not FL Studio. All right, guys, I'm out of here too as well. Thank you guys for joining, and yeah, see y'all on the next time.